Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Dodo from the Mills Bros Reviews. Sorry for the bit of a hiatus that we had, but waiting for that GTX 1080, my computer was in a bit of disarray. But finally got it. Everything's back in order, so we should be getting more reviews out with better video footage. But as it stands now, my Adobe isn't working, so I'm trying to run this straight off of OBS. So please excuse the low production values. But anyways, we're gonna be here tonight with the drift review for the Samsung Gear VR. So here we go. This game is actually probably the killer app for the Samsung Gear VR as far as I'm concerned. Every minute that you play of it, it's equally as intense as if you were a bullet. I think that's the point of the game. When you start every single level, you look around and you can see what exactly you are in that level. Let's see if I can go a little bit further ahead. Um, and then when you start, you'll see that you're some sort of projectile. You're either a pigeon or in like this one, you see the ninja stars. So in this level, you got to act like you're a ninja star and you got to get to a certain area. For two reasons, this is the best Gear VR app so far. Number one, it's very high fidelity. The graphics are amazing. I guess there's three reasons. Number one, the graphics are amazing for a Gear VR title. Number two, I didn't encounter the overheating problem that you encounter specifically with Land's End or Minecraft or any of those other games. The graphics are equally as good as any of those, equally as impressive, but there isn't that overheating issue, so you don't have to take off your headset every 5 minutes and let it cool down. And number three, it is just really engrossing. It actually feels kind of like that smash 'em up game, Break. I forgot what it's called, but it's an engrossing game. It's a game that it actually makes you want to play it. It makes you feel like you're actually part of whatever's going on. There's like a light story in it. You're being trained by an AI trying to become perfect is what they call it, but it's just every scenario that you're in is just fully engrossing. This one in specific was by far my favorite. You'll see that in this scenario, it's it's like you're in a museum and you're flying around the museum. In the beginning, you see that there's birds, so it's like your birds let loose in a museum, and it's just the art style, the speed at which you're moving. It really makes you feel like you're some sort of weird VR training program trying to increase your reflexes because you'll start a level and you'll think this is impossible. There's no way I'm going to beat this level. But then you'll see the trail that you're taking. You'll slowly learn the nuances of the level and when to speed up and when to slow down. You get a very small bar of how you can slow down. And at any point, it's just kind of a breakneck speed, but at the same time, you have to think about it and you have to make quick decisions, which is something that you don't see in a lot of games. A lot of games, it's there's checkpoints, there's kind of hand holding. This game doesn't hold your hand. Actually, that's one of my big complaints is for the first few levels, I had a hard time figuring out exactly what I was trying to do. And once I figured it out, though, it kind of comes naturally after that. But this game is, for all intents and purposes, the best game that has come out for the Gear VR so far. Gunjack got tiring really quick. Minecraft was really good. I think that one was one that really sold me on VR. Land's End is good, but the overheating issue on that one is inexcusable. But this game has just a perfect combination of using the VR, making you use your body as a VR apparatus, just engrossing you in this world that's for all. I mean, it's insane. It feels insane, but the art style is very direct. It knows exactly what it's trying to do, and that I think that's the most important thing for these VR games. That they have to have a very direct sense of identity, and this game is it is a perfect VR game for what you get in the Gear VR system. Uh, I got it on sale. They had that summer sale a few weeks ago for I think $3. I think it's actually worth more than the $3. It's probably the game that you can play after Minecraft. It's the second most replayable game on the Gear VR right now. You can probably get through the whole thing in around probably 4 to 5 hours if you're good. It took me like 7 to 8 because I'm not that good. I'm not that fast because I'm not putting the video of myself on this one because I look like a chicken on that one. You're dodging and going all over the place, and you have to use a swivel chair or you have to stand. This is the kind of game where I think the Samsung Gear VR shines because you don't have the big bundle of wires attached to the back of your head, so you get that freedom of movement. And it's a beautiful game through and through. I mean, there's just these little expositions in between that kind of tell you this weird backstory, and it's not the story that's engrossing you. It's just the experience because this game is an experience through and through. Um, and I mean, it's worth getting it. Just I would say go out and buy it. If you have a Gear VR, you've probably not that you've been disappointed in it so far, but you're probably not playing it on a regular basis like you're playing your Xbox or your PC. But this game in particular, when you download it and you start playing it, you'll realize that again, this is another one of those games that really utilizes the potential of VR. This level that you see right here, it looks impossible. I mean, starting out, I can't make it past the first two things, but then by the end of it, you just have this method of how you're gonna fly through it, and that's it. You're flying through it. You feel like you're flying through this scenario, and it's just very kinetic, very quick. The resolution is very good for a VR title. The textures are simple, but there's art style, and beyond that, it has this perfect soundtrack for it. That was actually one of the reasons I think I kept coming back was because the soundtrack follows through for every level. It's always, always, always perfect. There's this level where it feels like you're in a training exercise for the military, and it's fantastic. The museum level has this kind of cool collected one. They have there's another level where it's like you're in a pinball machine, and the music always keeps up with the pace of the game. So between the music, the high fidelity, this fact that the VR never shuts down from overheating, it's just the narrator is very good. It feels like a high production value Gear VR game. And mainly because I think the people that made it seems like they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were going out to try and commit to. And I don't know if it's high production values or just, they actually really loved what they were doing, but they definitely nailed it with this one. I'm sorry I forgot the name of the studio that made it, but it, it really is just the Gear VR's killer app at this point. So far, every single app that I've played has had that disappointing overheating issue. This one has not. While granted, I do live in Florida and it's the middle of summer, so everything is hot all the time. And, I can't sleep under the covers. It's so hot in my house. This game doesn't have that issue. I recommend it. Honestly, as a Gear VR title, this one is 10 out of 10. Minecraft, I'd say, was a 9 out of 10 because of the overheating issue. Land's End is a solid 4 out of 10 because of the overheating. It's unplayable. When they fix that issue, then maybe my Land's End will be playable. And I loved Monument Valley, so I'm giving you the scores in case you've played those games. You have something to go off of. Gunjack was a 6 out of 10 because of lack of replayability. This game is the perfect killer app for the Gear VR. Go buy it, go download it. Even at $10, it's absolutely worth it. It's going to challenge you. It's going to challenge you physically, mentally, and honestly, as a gamer. So try it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. See if you agree with me. But uh, also, one last thing, the queasiness of this game, you looking at how fast it's going, you think you would get queasy, but you don't because you have to keep up with the motion so quickly that it doesn't happen. You don't use a joystick, you just use your face. And in most of those games you have the queasiness issue, it's when there's a disconnect between the motion of the game and the motion of your body. But in this game, it's all body-based motion. So there is none of that queasiness. It actually has an incredibly high comfort level for a VR title. I recommend it for all of these reasons. Go out and get it, go out and try it. You're not going to regret it. You're going to really actually like this game. This is going to make you feel like you didn't waste your money when you bought those $99 headsets. So there's no more higher praise I can give it. Just go out and try it. And as far as the Mo's Bros, we got our 1080s in. We're gonna have more reviews coming up. So please subscribe, please follow us, please like us. We will be having more videos coming up. Yeah, and if you've been following us on Twitter, at least we're keeping up for the tweets. Those are a lot easier. You can do those on our phone. But both Alberto and I's computer were down while we were waiting for the 1080s. We had sold off our old cards, expecting a quick turnaround on those 1080s. But as you know, if you're trying to get one, the stock has been an issue. We finally got them. Our computers are ready to go. We'll probably have some build videos later as well. So keep following us, and we'll have more coming to you. Uh, Thanks again for watching this video. Sorry about the low production value. It'll increase next time. Bye. Have a good night.